मैच का क्या अपडेट है?
स्कोर तो देखो फटाफट, क्रिक रॉकेट पे फटाफट।
क्रिक रॉकेट डाउनलोड नाउ।
India is looking for a new coach. Why do you have to look outside? Why not look at someone like a Chandrakant Pandit? And I know
Yes, this season, yes, I thought about that, but unfortunately, the criteria does not permit me. There are a lot of Indian coaches; they've been doing well, and I feel why not Indian coaches? I mean, today if you see that the KKR has Gautam Gambhir, Chandrakant Pandit, Abhishek Nair, Bharat Arun. No, we always thought about that he should get enough opportunity. And Rinku, the way he has batted last season, he's always shown that great potential in him. More than anything else, the Rinku is a man who is a great finisher, and we know that that is what the job he has done it. And we always believe that he can deliver any given time. When he came to IPL this season, and having discussion with that, he said this year we are going to win. So this is what the mindset that he came with. Coaches don't make the players make coaches.
he is a former India cricketer, but he has built himself a massive reputation now as a coach, an absolute legend at the domestic level, having won the Ranji Trophy 7 times as a coach with different teams. In fact, 3 different teams throughout his coaching career. But now he's added one more star to that resume that is already very impressive when it comes to a coaching career. We are talking about Chandrakant Pandit, who is fresh as a coach, having won the IPL title with Kolkata Knight Riders. Chandu sir, firstly, delighted that you're joining us here on India Today. Many congratulations on that IPL win. My first question to you is, last season was your first season as coach. The team finishes on the 7th spot. From there on, you go on to win the title in the very next season. What is the thing that you did differently? What was the magic potion that you gave the boys?
Thank you very much for having me on this show first. Well, I think when you talk about the last season and this season, basically, I don't want to compare that season because, everyone plays to win the trophy. I mean, unfortunately, it didn't happen the way we expected. Of course, there are a lot of changes that this season we could see. I mean, not only with the players, but in dugouts, that we could find the coaches around and the players. Those players who were playing last season, fortunately, this season they could click. And, it was the entire team. The team has played the game and the unity that what we shown. I think if you look at the entire team, that this season we had a like-to-like replacement for the players, and the players, they everyone taken the initiative to perform in the game, and it has never seen that the player was giving up at any stage. It was very healthy atmosphere that we had because we were winning, and obviously that we always struggle to have that early start of the game, that is uh, power play, and where I think we clicked there with Sunil Narayan and Phil Salt, that they started giving us a very good platform. So I think more than that, every individual player started contributing nicely. I think the way Shresh Iyer has led the team, I think it was marvelous job that he has done. He looked all the time. He looked very calm and cool on the field. The way he has handled the team on and off the field, that was fantastic. The atmosphere, as I mentioned, in the dressing room, it was very healthy. I mean, you could see that this season, even Rinku didn't get enough opportunity to perform. And the last season, that Rinku was our main batter, and Nitish Rana was doing so good. But even Russell did not get enough opportunity. So it shows that it was entirely, team game that we were playing, and I think there was a major difference that we could see. Obviously, last season we also tried the same way, but unfortunately, did not happen the way we expected.
Okay. Chandu sir, you've actually put down a few very interesting points that I'm going to touch upon as we go through this interview. You spoke about Sunil Narayan, you spoke about Shreyas Iyer, you spoke about Rinku Singh. All of that I want to talk to you one by one. But before that, because you were talking about the dressing room atmosphere, There is one clip that has gone viral of your speech at the end of the final. You're talking to the boys, and Gautam Gambhir says, Chandu sir, they are dying to dance now. You know, he interrupts the speech and says they're dying to dance now. I want to know, because we don't see the clip from there on. Was there a lot of dancing, lot of celebration after that?
Yeah, obviously. I mean, it was their time, basically.
Yeah.
And they won the trophy, and we were waiting for last 10 years. And the way they have been playing, I mean, I always admire that the entire team, every individual player played as a fearless and aggressive with their approach. And the commitment was tremendous. Uh, Obviously, as a coach, I have to appreciate after the game, which I've taken that initiative, and the guys were waiting to celebrate because it was a long wait for the function for the BCCI to arrange. And that is one of the reasons that they were getting a little more excited to go and celebrate.
Of course, as you mentioned, you know, it was their night. They needed to celebrate. I don't know whether you have been following a lot of news around, but recently AB de Villiers compared you with Jurgen Klopp, the Liverpool coach. Did you hear about that? And if you did, what do you make of the comparison?
No, not really. To be honest, I've heard so many people told me about that, but I don't look at that kind of the comparison. I mean, everybody has their own identity, and what I've been doing I don't want to change in my maybe style, and probably, I never wanted to be above the game, never wanted to be more excited. Looking at the role and a job that one has to do it very sincerely and with commitment.
That's very interesting, Chandu sir, because you talk about you never wanted to be above the game. And this is something that, you know, Gautam Gambhir, I've often said, he's also said this, that no individual is bigger than the game. And you're saying exactly the same thing. I get the feeling from the outside that somewhere down the line, you and Gautam Gambhir are very similar kind of coaches. Is that a fair assessment? Is that something that you feel, as well as personalities, you're quite similar?
Well, that has been told to me by so many people. And
Okay.
I think, he has played so much cricket. He has been around in the international cricket. He's been around in the IPL. Obviously, I've been in the domestic circuit for so long. We've been seeing so many games, change when you don't expect anything. And probably when you think about something is going to happen good, and it goes other way around. So having that experience, we don't want to, get excited. And that is what both of us were at. People have been talking about a similar personality. And ultimately, what is important, that is the mission is same. The agenda is same for both of us to win. And that is what we believe in that. And ultimately that worked for us.
Yeah, it certainly did. The partnership that you and Gautam Gambhir shared, and what I get to hear is that, you know, you've actually complemented each other. There's never been a situation where you're pulling in different direction, and I think that's the secret to success. But overall, you know, he came in this season. How was your working relationship with him, and also what do you think he brought to the table?
No, see, as I mentioned about that, the experience what he's got. Obviously, he has seen many situations during his playing days, and he was a captain for KKR and won 2 titles. So obviously, he knows ins and outs of the game, and that brings on table where everybody's been boosted, everybody's been encouraged, and everybody's been confident about that.
Okay, let's go to those few specifics, Chandu sir, that you spoke about, things that really worked for KKR. One of them was, of course, that opening partnership. But what I want to know from you in particular, Sunil Narine, whose decision was it to send Sunil Narine back as opener? Because I know few seasons ago he did that, he did a good job, but after that, subsequently, he started failing in that position and went out of favor and started batting lower down the order, and people started looking at him only just as a bowler. After many years, he goes back to opening. Whose decision was that, and how did you guys arrive at that decision?
Yeah, see, the suggestion came from Gautam, because he was playing with him. He was part of that team, and he suggested. And now, obviously, that was a collective decision to go forward with that, and it has worked for us. obviously, the experienced man who's been around last season he played. We also tried him last season, number 3 and number 5. But unfortunately, there are certain players didn't play. So we were very happy about that. So we wanted to try him out in the initial stages, which it worked for us, and then we went forward with that same, continuing with the same number as he was batting.
Hmm. That's very interesting, and eventually it worked out. And you're right when you say, because I think when Gautam was captain, he was opening, and then you took a decision to send him back there. The other player, Chandu sir, that you talk about was Rinku Singh. What I want to know from you, because as a coach, you have to be a great man manager as well. Now, there was a time where India selection was very close. Everyone was looking at IPL performance, and we knew that there was a straight-on competition between a Shivam Dube and a Rinku Singh. Dube, for his franchise, was getting a lot of chance to bat because he was batting at number 4. Rinku, because KKR's top order was doing so well, wasn't getting too many opportunities where he was batting. Was there ever a thought within the franchise that, okay, let's try and send him a bit up so that he gets a few balls or a few deliveries to play so that he can impress the selectors? Was that ever on your mind?
No, we always thought about that he should get enough opportunity. And Rinku, the way he has batted last season, he's always shown that great potential in him. But this season, if you look at the Shreyas coming in the middle, Nitish was unfortunately injured, but he came after 10 games. Then Venkatesh Iyer was there. So obviously that Rinku could find his place at number 5. And more than anything else, the Rinku is a man who is a great finisher, and we know that that is what the job he has done it. And we always believe that he can deliver any given time. So we also thought about that if there is need of Rinku to go, so we can always push him in the front. But there was a situation wasn't permitted. Situation didn't permit us to do that kind of shuffle. But I'm sure that Rinku can understand that, and it is not the only reason that that probably he's not in the team, but it was unfortunate. We thought about that he would be in the team, but he has taken it very nicely, very sportingly, and he wanted to prove. But again, that situation didn't occur for him to go and bat, because the front line batsmen were doing so good that for KKR, fortunately, we didn't have to struggle in the end.
One of those frontline batters that you're talking about, Chandu sir, is Shreyas Iyer. He missed the last season because of injury. He's coming back this season. What I want to know from you, as the backroom staff, as a coach whose primary job is to motivate his player, what is the situation that Shreyas came into this season? At the start of the season, I want to know his mindset. Firstly, he was coming back after an injury. Secondly, he was having recurrent injuries when he was playing for the Indian team. Thirdly, his central contract had been removed. So I can just assume he may not have been in great mental space, but he goes on to have a fantastic IPL season. How did you guys motivate him? How did you deal with the mental side of things? Because he may not have been very high on confidence coming into the season. What are the talks that you had with him at the start of the season from the place that he was in?
So first thing I would say that the other way around, definitely Shreyas was very, very confident when he came. And he wanted to prove as well, because he missed out on the last season. He was going through the injury. And during the injury, even he was kept on saying that I'm going to come back in this season and I'm going to prove myself as well. So not really, but of course we didn't touch more on that topic, because he's matured enough cricketer. He's played enough cricket as well, and he knows that how he can bounce back in that. So that was a great thing, that what I could see. And me and of course Gautam, we always been talking to every individual player, but you could see that the mindset of the Shreyas Iyer is fantastic. He's played enough cricket to understand that, and he knew that this is the only platform where I can prove myself. So this attitude was terrific. The mindset was amazing. And that is how he has done, because he wanted to prove. So you could have seen that the way he has batted, the almost few innings, that the way he has batted, he's taken the game till last. I mean, he's never thrown his wicket, and he looks very sensible cricketer. that I could find this season.
Because you talk about his sensibility, Chandu sir, you recently said that you see him as a future India captain. In fact, he's already captain India in a few games prior to his injuries. I want to know from you, what are the captaincy qualities you see in him based on which you've said he's a future India captain?
Well, this first thing, most important thing that I feel that you have to be a role model for the team or for the each one of the team member. When you're handling the team in the middle, that how you're supportive to your players, your bowlers, and the situation you handle. And then you taking the decision, certain decisions, that instinct decisions when he was taking, the bowling changes and everything. It is not so easy in this shorter format. You probably get some inputs from dugouts, you probably get some inputs from the senior players, but ultimately you're the one who's going to take the decision. And what I find that he was very calm and he was very confident about taking his decision. He was fearless in taking his decision. He was not worried about what is going to happen. So, sorry, that is one of the most important quality that I could see. And when he was handling the game, even the close games, you could see that he was backing his players, backing his bowlers, handling the team inside the dressing room, on and off the field was fantastic. So
okay,
he was very clear in his mind. And the when you talk about the quality of the captainship, the skill, I think I could see that he was winning the game.
Okay, very interesting insights those about Shreyas Iyer, the captain. The one other thing I want to talk to you about Shreyas Iyer is that we know he lost out on the central contract because he was not available to play for Mumbai, in domestic circuit. And I want to know from you, because you're an out-and-out Mumbaiker, you have coached that team, you played for that team, and we all know that all players, and I know Mr. Gavaskar very well, a lot of other former Mumbai players in Ajit Agarkar, I've spent a lot of time with them. One thing that I see with Mumbai players, they have that drive to play for Mumbai, which sometimes is missing in some other teams. No matter how big a name you are, you want to play for your state side. Do you see that same kind of hunger in Shreyas as well? That if he gets a chance, he wants to be part of that winning team of the Mumbai team, whether it's at the Ranji level, Vijay Hazare level, whichever level, that same drive that we are so used to seeing in a lot of other Mumbai players.
No, still that kind of mindset is always there with Mumbai players.
Yes.
And of course, the Shreyas has that. And that is what I remember that, when he came to IPL this season and having discussion with that, he said, this year we are going to win. So this is what the mindset that he came with. And obviously that confidence level that he has that drive to play and prove himself. He has that potential to prove himself. Coming from Mumbai, obviously that, like you talk about Mumbai, you talk about Delhi, you talk about Tamil Nadu, you talk about Karnataka. There are other states who have been playing cricket. They always been taught to any young cricketer that once you go on the field, you need to win that match anyhow, whatever you do it, but you need to win that match. So that kind of motivation is always there. This is how it has been taught to us, everyone. I mean, these are the all major metro cities that I'm talking about.
Yes. Yeah, true. I want to spend some time, Chandu sir, in the next 3-4 questions, talking about you as a coach. First thing I want to know from you, because as I mentioned right at the start, you're a very successful coach at the domestic level. IPL, many say, is that international level tournament. First thing I want to know, what's the difference between coaching at domestic level, at interstate level, vis-a-vis the IPL, which is international level? What are the few differences you found?
Before I answer that question, I would say that you said successful coach.
Yes.
I mean, I have always that line in my dictionary is that coaches don't make the players make coaches. It's very simple. That is how I go. And, you're asking about the difference between the domestic cricket and this IPL. Obviously, domestic cricket, when you are, coaching one particular state, where you probably coaching Mumbai, coaching Kerala, coaching Rajasthan, MP or Vidarbha. So where everybody has a different mindset, everybody has a different culture. But that whole unit coming from the same state, it's a different way of coaching. That as a coach, any coach, not only me, but any coach have to just find out about. Now, here the difference when you're talking about is a big exposure in the IPL, where most of the international cricketers are being involved. There are international coaches been involved. There are top class domestic cricketers are being involved. So it's a different experience, and it's one of the topmost tournament in the world. When you, of course, you have a lot of pressure in that, but to handling those players is, I would not say that's much difficult because they are all experienced players. It is just a direction probably, and team, managing the players, what is required, what is needed, all sort of things that is more important to understand. And obviously that, winning a title for any player or any coach in the world will be highly prestigious, I would say.
Yes, and none more prestigious than the IPL. But Chandu sir, talking to you, interacting with you, you're such a soft-spoken man that I can gauge. And then you say some very interesting thing that, no coach really makes the team. It's the players that make a team successful. No team is bigger than the player. When I hear all this, then I begin to wonder, where does Chandu sir get the image of being a strict coach?
Well, see, I somehow, I'm maybe right, maybe wrong, but I always like to maintain the decorum of the game. And that comes with the discipline. I mean, it's when somebody says that, we have to bowl discipline, we have to bat discipline. So where is that somebody has to come on time? So he has to come on time for the game, for the practice, whatever. So that's sort of discipline. And of course, as I said, that we never, I mean, even Gautam and myself, we always say that we never like anybody to go above the game. So keeping them little, calm and cool, that sort of thing. And there are certain things is not acceptable, which we have to come and tell, because coach cannot make everyone happy. It is very tough, because there are 15 minds in the dressing room, probably that 22 minds in the dressing room. Everybody has the different view on decisions. So we'll have to make sure that, everybody is the benefit of the team, benefit of the franchisee, and the individual players. So that is one of the reasons that people are probably thinking about, I'm too strict, I'm too disciplinarian.
Yep. Maybe they think you're a disciplinarian, but you're right. It comes with the territory. Maybe it's, if you are in charge of a team, you have to set certain ground rules. Maybe that's what you may have, which didn't really go down well with a few players. I want to know from you one thing, because I've been watching the social media, and a lot of people are saying that because India is looking for a new coach, why do you have to look outside? Why not look at someone like a Chandrakant Pandit? And I know technically, because the BCCI clause there says nobody over 60 can apply. You are 62. Is that clause that is keeping you away from putting your hat into the ring, from raising your hand and wanting to be India coach, that 60 plus clause?
Yes, this season, yes, I thought about that, but unfortunately, the criteria does not permit me. And I would have been happy, obviously, to take up the job, because now I feel that, yes, why not? Because we have been ultimately to, develop the Indian cricket. I've been looking after so many states cricket, and the same time, that why not also look at the Indian cricket as well.
Yeah, so I think that's India's loss. That 60-year clause that they've got. But I just want to know, forget your candidature. You said you wanted to, but that clause is keeping you away. Do you think that that's a fair clause? I'll tell you, I'll give you a few football examples where coaches really dominate. Carlo Ancelotti is one of the most successful coaches in international football right now. He's 60 plus. Claudio Ranieri is touching 70. Barcelona might appoint Hansi Flick, who's touching 60. So in a high pressure sport like football, there's no limit as such in top clubs. In IPL, you're a successful coach, which is an international level tournament at 62. Are you a bit surprised that this 60-year clause has been put?
Well, I never thought about that, to be honest. I mean, the BCCI always been having that certain criterias in a different categories. So I don't have any complaints about that, because ultimately, how much you can deliver, how much you can think, that age is whatever the criteria is put by BCCI. We'll have to accept that.
Okay, fair point. Last couple of questions that I want to talk to you about, and this is one of them is about coaching. Do you now slowly see the trend changing in the IPL, and maybe coaches like you are ensuring that happens? At the moment, I think out of the 10 teams, only 3 have Indian coaches. At one point, there were no Indian coaches, but slowly I'm seeing more and more Indian coaches coming into the IPL. Do you think now IPL teams are realizing that we have the best talent in-house only?
Yes, of course, we do have. There is no doubt about it. But the confidence, I think that I must appreciate the franchisee, KKR franchisee, our owners who has taken that decision. I mean, especially to appoint me as an Indian coach. I mean, no other franchisee has taken that apart from Ashish.
Yes.
So, I think that was a good move. And I'm sure that I was under so much pressure that most of the coaches would be, depending on me and how I'm going to do the job, and that kind of confidence level that they should get. But I think our franchisee has taken that decision. I was very happy and very honored that the way our owners have taken that decision. Venki Mysore, he has also spoke to me before appointing me, and with this, a lot of Indian coaches, they've been doing well. And I feel, why not Indian coaches? I mean, today, if you see that the KKR has Gautam Gambhir, Chandrakant Pandit, Abhishek Nair, Bharat Arun, these are the coaches which are been there. And I'm sure that the players and coaches, that the rapport what we have, especially in India and Indian conditions, we do understand our culture as well. And that will definitely help for the even Indian cricket in the future as well. And I'm very happy that, most of the time I've been hearing that the BCCI is looking for an Indian coach. And happy that Gambhir is also been, rated in number 1.
Yep. He is being considered the number 1 contender. Chandu sir, final question before I let you go. And this entire interview is about Chandrakant Pandit, the coach. But let me tell all our viewers, a lot of young viewers would not know that, first and foremost, he's a wicketkeeper batter. Then he's the coach. In fact, my first memory of a World Cup watching on TV was 1987. He was part of the Indian team. And the first memory that I have is that Chetan Sharma hat-trick. And I remember the wicketkeeper there. If my memory still serves me right, I think the 3rd wicket, it was Chatfield. You went running to Chetan Sharma and, caught him. You were on the knees and caught him. So those are my memories of Chandrakant Pandit. My question to you is, from the perspective of a wicketkeeper batter, and now I'm not talking about KKR, I'm talking about Indian team. India has taken 2 wicketkeeper batters in Rishabh Pant, Sanju Samson, both in very good form in the IPL. If you were the coach of the Indian team, who are you playing in the 11? Tough question, this one.
It's a very, very tough question, because it is very difficult to choose, because both of them are terrific cricketers. The way they have been performing, the way they have been batting, it is a tough job for a coach. Of course, one has to take the call, but then you can always take a call when you've seen that their preparation, maybe in the practice matches, and then, because anyone playing for India is a great wicketkeeper batsman.
That's right, and you're right. It is not a headache, but it's a good problem to have, in that sense that you've got 2 very good wicketkeeper batters. But Chandrakant Pandit sir, thank you so much for taking our time, speaking to India today. Wishing you all the very best. Look forward to seeing you now with your coaching stints going forward. Thank you very much once again.
Thank you very much.
मैच से जुड़े आपके हर सवाल का हम देंगे जवाब। जानने के लिए हर अपडेट, लाइव एनालिसिस, स्पेशल इंटरव्यूज, डाउनलोड कीजिए स्पोर्ट्स तक ऐप।